I wish I knew this sooner. You know, when I was learning Spanish, I did tons of research on how to learn Spanish online. And that's kind of how I sort of constructed the methods that I use to get fluent in Spanish. And there was one video that piqued my interest, which talked about the fastest method to get fluent in any language. And I think it was uploaded by this guy named Nathan. He called it like the solar system method. And essentially the concept here was that in Spanish, and if you've done research in this field, you probably heard of this concept before, that in Spanish, there's like a core of about like 1,000 words. And these 1,000 words are like the most commonly used words in Spanish. And then he went on to explain that there are rings around them that are more complicated words. So the second ring might be the 2,000 word mark. And then the third ring might be 3,000. And the idea here is that the sun in the middle is like the main sort of vocabulary that is used in the language, and these rings around it consist of words that aren't really used in the language as much. And so the concept here is that if we only focus on this, on the 1,000 or 2,000 most common words in Spanish, then you'll get fluent faster than if you focus on this ring of words, which is another 1,000 words, because these 1,000 words aren't worth as much because they're not used as much in conversations. And I saw another YouTuber named Xiaoma, I think this is how you spell it. He's like this white guy who speaks Chinese in New York. And he tried to learn Spanish by reading this book where basically it was a list of like the most common 1,000 words in Spanish. And then there were some facts saying that those 1,000 words were 80% of the entire Spanish language when it's spoken in real conversations. And obviously this makes sense, right? A verb like ser is used way more often than a word like sostener, right? In the same way that haber is used way more often than contener. And so I remember doing these long Anki decks. If you don't know, Anki is like a flashcard app. It's like Quizlet, basically. And I had this massive Anki deck with words such as like rock and smoothie or alien. Do you mean? And it's like, if it wasn't for doing that flashcard deck, I would have never heard the word alien before. Because I never used the word alien even in English, right? Maybe once in a blue moon you might use it here and there, but that's probably in like the second or third ring of vocabulary. What we really should focus on is this sun. It's this main like 1,000 words that matter. So that's the first contingency here. If you keep forgetting Spanish words, it actually doesn't matter if the word isn't a part of this like main cluster of words that actually are useful. If you like this type of content and you want to see more, then check out my YouTube channel.